I was younger. I think I was 17 or 16 at the time. I'm 20 right now. I studied this card game, and I'm gonna pull it up. So this card game, this specific card game right here, the Illuminati card game, was something very important to me as a kid. Because I had studied the Illuminati, and I had studied, many things. I don't believe in the Illuminati. I don't believe that it exists. I don't believe in an Illuminati. I mean, I believe that it did exist. It was a cult in Italy, but I believe that it's not real, like at least what they spoke about. But they did inspire something. They inspired a movement of philosophical thoughts. That's why they were so big. That's why they were so important. That's why everyone knew about them. Because of just how important their message was on philosophy. So this card game has predicted things in history that have actually taken place. And I'm not sure how they did it. It's the only thing I can find that has made multiple predictions and has actually got them right, like very accurate, like extremely accurate. I'll show you a picture. They predicted 9/11. This was in 1996. They literally have a drawing of the Twin Towers being blown up. It's called terrorist nuke. Terrorist nuke. So they knew it was terrorism. And obviously it's not a nuke because the explosion's not big enough to be a nuke. So it's just a joke. Some type of irony. But the explosion is called terrorist nuke. They predicted this in 1996. Now, 3 days before Donald Trump's assassination attempt, when he got shot in the ear and he waved his fist in the air, I was looking at a card from the Illuminati card game, and I don't study this game often. This is coincidence. And there's this card of Donald Trump with half of his face blacked out. And they predicted in 1996 that there would be an assassination attempt on Donald Trump way before he was even president. Along with the 9/11 cards, they also include a Pentagon card, where they also attacked the Pentagon as well. So, I actually have a scientific explanation for all of this. Connected brain theory. I believe that somehow our brains are connected on a deeper level through time and space, in which, because we are exact clones of each other, and we all have different time dilations and different ways of perceiving time and different ways of living and different ways of computation, I believe that somehow we work on a type of interconnected system. I believe we work similar to an interconnected system, and I think it works throughout a type of Darwinism, some type of, in the effect of which you have given birth to a clone that has all of your genetics and DNA. You've given birth to a clone that has literally everything that you have, and once you've given birth to this clone, it's exactly an exact replica of you. It's an exact replica of who you are. However, because it is an exact replica, even the brain is exactly similar. Everything is exactly similar. I'm not saying it's a Taiwanese twin. I think that's how you call it, Taiwanese twin. I'm not saying that you're Taiwanese twins. I'm saying that you are clones of each other, even if you look different. Even if you look different on the outside, even if everything looks different, your voice is different, the way you think is different, even if everything is different, You're still clones of each other. You come from the exact same mechanism of how the other one was created. You are an exact copy, an identical copy. So I believe it's interconnected brain theory in which somehow our brains are connected. Because look, I didn't explain everything about the Donald Trump Illuminati card game. On the day that the Illuminati card game, 3 days before Donald Trump's assassination, I was telepathically, okay, I had already had access to this telepathic state of existence. But I had already had access to this telepathic state of existence. But 3 days before Donald Trump's assassination, I kind of made it happen. I asked God to do it. But I didn't just ask God. I mean, I closed my eyes and I physically tried to put myself in a universe where Donald Trump's attempted assassination would happen. And specifically, I want it to be attempted. I didn't want it to be a real assassination because I liked him as a president, and I don't believe in assassinating political figures because you don't like them. But I just wanted an attempted assassination. Because if I could get an attempted assassination, I could prove to myself that I had these telepathic powers. Now, it could just be coincidence, and obviously I'm a man who likes to get down to the truth. So I do believe that it could very much be coincidence. But I find it funny how 3 days before it happened, I was literally trying to test it out and see if it would work, and it did. So I find it very funny how that worked and how the coincidence was perfect timing. I mean, honestly, perfect timing. Enough is enough. That's what the card game says. It says enough is enough. So I find that very interesting. I think this card game needs to be looked into, and I think my ideas need to be looked into. I believe I've solved death. I think it's reincarnation. I think that we're interconnected throughout a type of brain linkage where we are linked together because we're clones of each other. So I think we're sort of interconnected throughout the mechanism of being clones of each other. And I think this card game needs to be looked into, and I think somehow the person who made it knew what they were doing. I think they knew exactly what they were doing. Because they're related to a person who made 3 books about describing telepathy. They made 3 books describing telepathy and how telepathic connection works. They made 3 books. They're related to a person. They're also related to a terrorist organization. If you look deep enough, I'll see if I can find it and I'll show it on screen. They were also related to a terrorist organization. So I find that to be very funny, actually, how they're not only related to a terrorist organization, but that a person who's related to them made 3 books describing telepathy and how telepathic connection works. He might have made more than that, but as far as I know, he only made 3. So anyways, this is the end of this video. I think you should look into the Illuminati card game. I think there needs to be deeper research into this type of science. And this is what I believe, and I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.